Have a vision. Think big. Ignore the naysayers. Work your ass off. Give back. Change the world. Because if not us, who? If not now, when? That, my friends, is the essence of success. But let me tell you the long version, the one that comes from experience and the lessons I've learned through every chapter of my life. I've always followed 5 rules, 5 simple, powerful rules that guided me from a small village in Austria to the stages of Mr. Universe, the movie sets of Hollywood, and eventually the governor's office in California. And these rules are universal. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, a governor, or an action hero. You don't need to want fame or fortune. If you want to excel, if you want to live a life of purpose, these rules are for you. From a very young age, I was intense, hungry, driven. I always wanted to be the best, to reach the top, to achieve greatness. I never settled for just getting by. Now, I respect those who are content with a simple life. They have their own happiness. But if you are here, it's because you have that drive to succeed, to excel. That's why these rules apply to you. Rule 1. Find your vision and follow it. This is the foundation. Without a clear vision, without a goal, you are adrift, like a ship without a captain. You can have the most beautiful vessel, the strongest engine, the most skilled crew, but if the captain doesn't know where to go, the ship will drift across the seas, lost and aimless. Life is the same. Without a clear vision, you drift, and drifting leads to frustration, disappointment, and unhappiness. I discovered my vision as a boy in Austria, a country struggling to recover after the Second World War. Depression, poverty, hunger, and despair were everywhere. Life felt small, constricted. I could see myself working in a factory or a farm, or following my father's footsteps as a police officer, but none of it felt like my own path. My parents had their vision for me, a simple, predictable life, perhaps marrying a girl named Heidi, raising a family, and living like characters in The Sound of Music. But that wasn't my vision. One day, at school, I watched a documentary about America, and in that moment, I found my destination. I was captivated. The towering skyscrapers, the gigantic bridges, the cars, the jetliners, the movie stars, the freedom, the sheer scale of everything. I knew I had to get there, but how? In the 1950s, no one from my small town had the money or opportunity to travel. Then, I saw a magazine with a story that changed my life. On the cover was a man named Reg Park, standing there like Hercules. The headline read, "Mr. Universe becomes Hercules' star." I devoured the article, learning about his journey from a poor boy in Leeds to a champion, training relentlessly for 5 hours a day, winning multiple Mr. Universe titles, and then becoming a successful movie star and gym owner. I saw the blueprint for my life. I could visualize myself doing the same, becoming a champion, moving to America, breaking into movies, achieving wealth and recognition. That was my vision. From that moment on, everything I did, every struggle, every hardship was worth it. I had a purpose. I had a passion. When you have a vision, work doesn't feel like work. Lifting weights, studying, learning, training, improving, it all becomes part of a joyful journey toward your goal. I remember my days in the gym during pumping iron. People would ask, "Why are you smiling while lifting 50 tons of weights? 5 hours a day?" Their faces looked miserable. I smiled because I saw every rep as a step toward my vision. I wasn't lifting weights. I was lifting trophies. I was lifting my dreams into reality. Every set brought me closer to standing on that Mr. Universe stage. And this wasn't just about bodybuilding. This mindset carried into every part of my life. On the set of Conan the Barbarian, I crawled over rocks and gravel, holding a sword in front of me, over and over again. My knees and elbows bled. The director asked if we could do another take. I said, "Do it. I don't feel the pain. I see the finished scene, the victory, the moment where I triumph over the villain. Pain is temporary. Vision is permanent. Always remember, discover your vision and the rest will follow." Rule 2, never ever think small. Most people think small because they fear failure. They aim low to avoid disappointment. But aiming low guarantees you never reach your potential. I never feared failure. I knew it was part of life. You only truly fail if you fall and refuse to get back up. In German, we have a saying, "Vernen dannen," meaning if you do something, go all out. I lived by this. I didn't just want to be a bodybuilding champion. I wanted to be the greatest of all time, the most muscle, the most definition, the most trophies. I didn't just want to act. I wanted to be a movie star, the highest paid entertainer, the biggest name. In politics, I didn't want a minor office. I aimed to be governor of California. Think big. That's the only way to accomplish big things. When I became governor, I didn't just want to repair roads. I wanted to rebuild infrastructure, new freeways, high-speed rails, bridges, schools, and modernized systems for the 21st century. Some thought I was crazy, but big thinking inspires others. It turned skepticism into action. Democrats and Republicans came together, and we invested $60 billion into California infrastructure, the largest investment in 50 years. Rule 3, ignore the naysayers. When you aim high, people will tell you, it's impossible, you can't do that. No, I heard it all the time. When I started bodybuilding, they said, you in Austria, Mr. Universe, impossible. When I moved to America, they said, you have no money, no connections, you'll fail. When I wanted to act, they laughed at my German accent, my physique, my name. But here's the truth. The people who say you can't are usually looking at their own limitations, not yours. I turned those obstacles into advantages. My accent became a trademark. My body became iconic. I didn't listen to them. I worked harder. I trained longer. I prepared myself more than anyone else. And in the end, the world didn't see my limitations. They saw my success. Nelson Mandela said it perfectly. It always seems impossible until it's done. I wanted to be the one who did it. And so should you. Rule 4. Work your ass off. Nobody stumbles into success. Nobody finds it by accident. The only exceptions are stories of luck, like someone finding gold in California, but that's rare. For most of us, success comes from relentless effort. No stone unturned, no excuses. Muhammad Ali, one of my heroes, once said, I only start counting my sit-ups when it starts burning. That's the essence of hard work. Pain is the starting point of growth. Every rep, every hour of study, every moment of effort brings you closer to mastery. When I came to America, I trained 5 hours a day, ran a construction business, went to college, and studied acting at night, every day. 24 hours in a day, 6 hours of sleep, 18 hours to work, to improve, to grow. There's no excuse. Work hard, work smart, work like hell. Success doesn't come to those who sit idle. Rule 5. Give back and leave a legacy. Success isn't just what you achieve, it's what you contribute. We all have an obligation to make the world better. The joy of giving back surpasses the joy of personal gain. I worked with Special Olympics, coached intellectually handicapped athletes, promoted fitness programs, started after-school programs, and supported the underprivileged. I became governor not for money, not for fame, but to serve, to make a difference. The rewards of service are immeasurable. My father-in-law, Sergeant Shriver, taught me this. Tear down the mirror that makes you only look at yourself. See the millions who need your help, and act. Whether it's a small gesture, a child learning to read, or large-scale change, we all have the power to leave a mark. Throughout history, heroes have inspired me. Muhammad Ali, Gorbachev, Mandela, Reagan, Mother Teresa, Churchill, ordinary people who embraced courage, took action, and left the world better than they found it. Gorbachev dismantled a broken system, transforming Russia with courage and vision. The lesson is simple. If not me, who? If not now, when? You don't have to change the world overnight, but you can leave it better than you found it. Every life you touch, every positive action, every lesson you teach, this is your legacy. So, remember these 5 rules. Have a vision. See your goal clearly. Live it. Think big. Don't limit yourself with small dreams. Ignore the naysayers. Turn criticism into fuel. Work your ass off. Relentless effort beats talent without discipline. Give back. Serve a purpose greater than yourself and leave a lasting legacy. Follow these rules and you will achieve victories to celebrate. Leave a mark you can be proud of and inspire generations to come. If not us, who? If not now, when? If you want, I can also adapt this into a dynamic, high-energy YouTube narration script with pauses, emphasis cues, and audience engagement spots. Perfect for a motivational video. Do you want me to do that next?